Good morning, friends. Welcome back. Okay, so this is the last demo session for us, friends. Hopefully, from tomorrow, we'll start our regular sessions, and probably they will change the link from tomorrow. Okay, so whatever procedure is there, you just need to follow the procedure to get the new link from tomorrow. So, obviously, we will have some more people joining from tomorrow, but as of now, like I said, this is our last demo session on Linux. And as you know, tomorrow at 9 a.m., we'll be starting our AWS class also. So if you remember this, see, Linux we have started at 7 a.m. Tomorrow is the first regular class, and AWS we are starting from tomorrow at 9 a.m. Okay, so in this Diwali offer, we have these two courses here. Okay, three actually, right? Linux Server Administration, Amazon Web Services, and the Windows Server Administration. All these things you will be getting in this particular package as a offer for this particular festival. Okay, so tomorrow at 9 a.m., 7 to 8 will be your Linux Server Administration, and 9 to 10 a.m. will be your Amazon Web Services. So if you're interested in both, obviously you have to go with both the courses, right? It's very hard to get a job only on Linux Server Administration or only on the Amazon Web Services. They both are completely related with each other. Linux server may be working on your physical host, or maybe it is working on your virtual server. What is virtual server that we will see today? But as of now, your Linux server operating system can be working on a physical server, or it can be working somewhere on your virtual server. So if the server is working on virtual server, that means it is working somewhere on cloud. Okay. So we need both the technologies on the resume. Okay. And with the Linux server, what is the other server that we are going to learn? That is your Windows server there. So this is the offer for this particular festival, and this is the offer for this much, 6,999. So if you're, willing to join or willing to continue from tomorrow in Linux, follow with the registration procedure. And obviously the AWS will start tomorrow at 9 a.m. The introduction to AWS or the theory of AWS will start from tomorrow at 9 a.m. Okay, fine. Let us move to our Linux server administration, and let us see some more, details of our Linux server. And friends, these sessions are always, it should be more interactive. So our chat box is always open. Whenever you have any doubts, any questions, feel free to send your questions in the chat box. Okay, fine. So what we know about operating system, we know operating system is the interface between user and hardware. This is what we know very well. And we have seen this, right? We have taken this example and we said one is the hardware layer, second is the operating system layer, and on top of this operating system, we are running our application. So can we imagine, running the application without a Windows Server operating system, Linux Server operating system? Answer is no. Literally every application is running in the same way. Now, what we can debate here is which one is better OS for application. Is it Windows OS or is it Linux OS? On this particular topic, we can have a detailed debate actually. But if you just want to go in a simple way, in most of the cases, Linux server operating system is best suited to run any type of application, to run any type of tool. Got it? Because one of the reason is Linux operating system is free, and the Linux operating system is actually less weight operating system, right? What is the meaning of less weight? Less weight means with minimum resources, the Linux operating systems can do some wonders. It can run perfectly with minimum resources. Coming to the Windows operating system, just to run the Windows operating system, you need more resources. And on top of this Windows operating system, if you're running any application, again, you need to add more resources there. So whenever I compare this, I just try to say Linux is better every time. It does not mean Windows is not used anywhere. No, when you do the comparison, we have to say the difference is clearly there, right? Windows operating system will be used for sure, but in a different way. Like there is something called Active Directory in Windows Server operating system. So there it will be used. But in all the other cases, my friend, in all the other cases, the Linux operating system is much better compared to Windows. Okay. So anyhow, these are the operating systems we have. Now, let us try to see what are the different versions or what are the different distributions we have from the Linux operating system. Okay. Now, if you go and see the history, a brief history of Linux, we need to go back to the history and we need to see this Unix operating system. What we need to see? We need to see this Unix operating system. So before Linux came in the market, there was an operating system called Unix. Okay. And I hope you know these two guys, Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie. If you're related to anything like C language or if you have done anything about computer networks in your college, you know about these two people actually, Dennis Ritchie and Ken Thompson. Dennis Ritchie is actually the father of C language, right? He has, he is the father of that particular C language, and Ken Thompson is also very famous for some other language. Okay. You know what happens? There was a lab known as AT&T and Bell Lab. So in the year 1969, these two people, they came together and they developed a full-fledged operating system that was known as Unix operating system. Okay, what was the year? The year was 1969, and they have developed a operating system with the name Unix operating system. Okay, now when they developed this Unix operating system as a source code, Unix source code, what is the meaning of source code? In a simple terminology, I can say source code is something like a formula to do something. What is source code here, friends? Source code is something like a formula to perform a particular task. So what task we can perform by using this source code? We can develop a operating system by using this particular source code. I repeat, we can develop a operating system by using this particular source code. So these two people have designed the Unix source code, and after designing the Unix source code, they started distributing this Unix source code freely to some, people. Okay, people who are in university and all those things for testing purpose, they started, distributing the source code. But the source code was so properly designed here that companies started purchasing it. Some other companies, they started purchasing this source code. Actually, AT&T and T and Bell Labs, these people started selling it actually. They said our source code is very well designed, so why to offer this source code for free? Let us sell it. Okay, so what happens next? Companies like HP, IBM, Oracle, all these companies, what they did? They started taking this particular source code and they started developing their own operating systems. Got it? Companies like HP, IBM, okay, it is actually Sun Solaris. Later on, it became Oracle Solaris, but these companies they started taking the source code of Unix and they started developing their own operating system. So they have already paid for the source code. So that source code belongs to this company now. And what these people have started doing, they have started redesigning or they have started designing a new operating system by using the same source code and they started giving their own names. Like HP said HP UX, IBM said IBM AIX, Mac OS Solaris, and they started selling this operating system to different companies. Now, this was the time 1970s and early 1980s or up to mid 1980s. This company started, selling their operating system. That is not the end of the story, actually. Selling the operating system at a very high cost because there was no competition back in those days. 1970s and 1980s, there was no Linux operating system and there was no Windows Server operating system. So there is no competition, the prices can go up, right? That's the business. It's obviously a business. If there is no competition, price will go up. If there is more competition, price can come down. Okay. So back in those days, these people have taken the source code of Unix and they have started developing their own softwares, own operating systems, and they started selling those operating systems at a very high cost. Now, this was the time, 70s and 80s was the time when, companies slowly and steadily started, moving into the technology. But my friend, it was very difficult for them to move into the technology. The reason was the operating system was very costly, as well as the hardware was very costly. Okay. Then this particular organization came. It is called FSF, Free Software Foundation. FSF. You know what these people did? They started a, organization with the name FSF. It is a non-profit organization, and they said our main aim is to provide free softwares to the companies. That was their main intention. They said, as of now, companies like IBM, HP, Solaris, all these companies are simply taking more charges from us, more charges from the companies. So our intention is to provide a free operating system, free software. Okay, you can see this is the official website. Actually, you can see clearly they have written something here. They said free software means that the user have the freedom to run, edit, contribute, and share the software. Run, edit, contribute, and share the software with others. That was the main intention of this particular free software foundation people. Why this organization came? Because, before this organization, companies like IBM and Solaris and all those things, see, obviously these people were doing business, right? These people were doing business, but the problem was they were charging very heavily. And the other problem was if you want to use a IBM operating system, you can use IBM operating system on IBM hardware only. So there were many restrictions like this. So after like 12, 15 years of this, uh, this IBM and HP rule, we got this FSF. And you know what these people did? They started developing a new software and they came with a solution called GNU. They have developed something called GNU. What it says, GNU is a operating system that is a free software. This is again the official website of GNU, and what they says, GNU is a operating system that is a free software. Okay, and this particular GNU operating system consists of GNU packages. What is the operating system? Actually, a connection of packages, right? So this is a collection of packages. Okay, so before these people, they design this complete operating system and they release the operating system, or this operating system become more famous. You know what happens now? The time was 1991. See here, see the date here. The date is 25th August 1991. This particular GNU operating system came in the early or in the late 1980s and early 1990s. But by the time that operating system became more successful or the operating system was available for everyone, the date was 25th August 1991. There was a person with the name Linus Torvalds. Linus Torvalds. You know what this person did? He had just sent a message actually, like an email. He said, hello everybody out there using Minix. Minix was another operating system. It was a flavor of Unix. He said, hello everyone using Minix. I'm doing a free operating system just as a hobby. Won't be big, just as a hobby. This was his official statement when on 25th August 1991. Who is this guy? Linus Torvalds. Want to see this guy? This is that guy actually. So in the year 1991, exactly 25th August 1991, he has announced that he is working on a operating system that will be a free operating system. Okay, it is something like Minix, but it will be a free operating system. And then he started working on that particular operating system in his holidays actually. Summer holidays were or winter holidays, some holidays were there. He started working on it. But my friend, he has come up with such a brilliant operating system that the market of IBM and HP and Solaris all gone down very soon. So this was early 1990s, 91, 92. So by the time he entered in 1992, he has already, you know, designed the operating system. Okay, technically we call it as kernel. What is kernel that we will see in coming classes in great details, but as of now, let us call it as operating system. So this guy has designed the operating system and he said it is available for free. And I'm calling this operating system as the Linux or Linux. X. See, he has taken LIN from his name and he has taken UX from Unix. Okay, so he called it as Linux, Linux or Linux operating system. He said, I have designed the formula here. I have designed the source code for Linux. It is similar to Unix, but it is not exactly Unix. Okay. But still, if you know the Unix operating system, you can still work on the Linux operating system. It is more similar, but it is not completely same. So he said, I have designed this. On this particular day, he has announced that, he's working on this. But by the time he entered in 1992, he has already design and he said this operating system is available or this particular kernel is available. You can use this kernel and you can redesign your operating system by using this kernel. See, the main part of any operating system is designing the kernel actually. Okay. So what this guy has done here, he has designed the kernel. After designing the kernel, what he did, he said, okay, this is ready now. I'll be providing this operating system or kernel to everyone. But what is the condition? It is free and it should be free. Like, for example, he said, I will provide you my formula to you. You can use my formula. You can design a new operating system by using your name. But the condition here is you should provide that new operating system for free. Like if you go and see the history here in Unix, what happens? Unix initially they started providing the operating system for free. Later on, they started selling the source code, and the source code was taken by companies like IBM, HP, and all these companies, and they started selling this operating system. Okay, so that was a very difficult phase for the technology because every company cannot afford thousands of dollars to take the operating system. So this guy, he said in his statement, I will be providing this operating system for free, this kernel for free actually. And he said, you can use my kernel and you can develop a new operating system by giving your name. But the condition here is that particular new operating system you should offer for free to all the customers. Okay, to all the customers. So then you know what happens here? This happened. Companies like Red Hat or Debian or SUSE or Amazon or IKIL, all these companies, you know what they did? They started developing their own operating system. By taking the source code of Linux, they started developing their own operating system and they started giving the name as Red Hat Enterprise Linux, Ubuntu Linux, OpenSUSE Linux, CentOS Linux, Amazon Linux, Microsoft Azure Linux, Kali Linux, Oracle Linux. So when you see all these Linux operating systems that are available in market, all this Linux operating system came from where? All these operating systems came from this particular kernel only. He is the guy who is responsible for all this operating system. He's still alive and he's still, working on this Linux operating system. But I think Ken Thompson and Dennis Ritchie, out of these two people, Dennis Ritchie is not there for sure. He died in 2011, I guess. I'm not sure about Ken Thompson, but Dennis Ritchie, he's no more, no. But this particular person, Linus Torvalds, he's still alive and is still working on this Linux operating system. He's just trying to improve the operating system every day. Okay, so what is the story here, friends? This particular Ken Thompson has designed this operating system and he has started distributing this. Linus Torvalds had designed the kernel and he started distributing kernel for free. Okay, so all these companies, Red Hat, Ubuntu, Debian, all these companies, they have started taking the kernel from him and they started developing their own operating system. So the kernel will be same everywhere. If you know how to use Red Hat Linux, you know how to use Ubuntu, you know how to use CentOS, you know how to use Fedora, you can know about all the other operating systems by learning any one operating system. Okay. Now the question here is if these people are providing the operating system for free, obviously they are providing the operating system for free, right? Whether it is Red Hat or Debian or Ubuntu or SUSE, It is freely available over the internet. Let's say you are starting a business today, and for your business, you need, let's say, 300 servers. In all the 300 servers, we need 300 operating systems. So what you can do here, friends, you can simply take this Red Hat Linux, you can download the Red Hat Linux, and you can install the Red Hat Linux in all the 300 servers, and you can use for free. Got it? You can absolutely use it for free. Now the question here is, if they are providing this operating system for free, how they are earning their money? Say, first of all, they need to run their organization also, right? There will be employees from the level 1 to the top level. They need to get money to run their business, to run their kitchen also. So how things are working there? Listen carefully, friends. The operating system availability is free, but if you want to take this support from Red Hat people, if you want to take this support from Ubuntu people, then you know what to do. You have to pay money for that particular support. Got it? To take this support, you have to pay money. Using the operating system is absolutely free. So can I say like this? In my company, there are 300 operating systems available and 300 servers. And let's say we have totally 60 administrators managing all these 300 servers. So if there are 60 administrators, that means these are 60 Linux administrators. So they can obviously manage everything there, right? They can obviously manage each and everything. So in case if they can manage everything, why we have to take support from them? Our company has 300 servers. They have 60 administrators. So they are paying salary to the administrators to manage 300 servers, right? So if they are paying salary to the administrators, what is the need for them to take support from Red Hat? See, every company, whether there are 300 computers or 30,000 computers, they will take support from the Red Hat or the Ubuntu people by paying money. Why they will take support? Because out of the 60 administrators, maybe some are very freshers, or maybe some administrators having, let's say, 15 years of experience. But you know, my friend, no administrator can say like they can troubleshoot everything or they can do each and everything in a server. So that's literally not possible. New updates will be coming. When the new updates are coming, some changes will be happening in commands. This changes will be happening in some setups and all those things. So there is no way a administrator can do everything. So for that reason, the company have to take support from them. They are more than happy to take support from the Red Hat people. They need to run their business. They need to run their servers every time. 24/7, 365 days, the server should be up. So they already got the server as free. There is no harm in paying some money and taking the support, right? So these people, these Linux distributions, they are providing the operating system for free, but they are getting money through the support. Got it? This is the way the business is running. So as of now, there are some hundreds of Linux distributions available. Hundreds of companies, they are offering you the Linux server. But out of all these hundreds of companies, friends, if you just go and do a survey and if you see the most famous Linux operating systems, you will see Red Hat Linux there and the Ubuntu Linux. Debian will be there, CentOS will be there, some other OS are there, but still Red Hat and Ubuntu are the most famous. So once you go to a company for an interview or once you get a job, it can be Red Hat. That is what we are learning here. We are learning RHEL Red Hat Enterprise Linux version 9.x, the latest version we are learning here. Okay, so it can be this version or in a company, it can be Red Hat version 8.x. X means some number will be there, version 1, version 2, version 3, something like this. So we are learning on 9.x and in a company, if it is 8.x, then what? Then nothing, my friend. You can work on it. That's it. It is as simple as this. You can simply work on this Red Hat 8.x. Okay, what if the company is having Ubuntu? Again, there is no problem, my friend. You can still work on this Ubuntu. So the kernel is same, right? The Ubuntu or the Red Hat and all these operating systems are coming from a single root location. There is your Linus Torvalds formula, Linus Torvalds kernel. So they are coming from the same place. So if you know one operating system, you can work on the other operating system. See, obviously some differences will be there for sure. What I'm trying to say here is whatever minor differences are there or whatever differences are there, it will not be difficult for you to, you know, understand those differences or figure out those differences between Red Hat and Ubuntu or Ubuntu and SUSE, SUSE and some other OS. So just learn any one operating system. You can literally work on all the other Linux distributions. Okay. There is something called Amazon Linux. Amazon is a company. They have designed their own Linux. Oracle Linux. Azure Linux is from Microsoft. Just remember, just try to see this scenario, my friend. Microsoft and Linux, there is a competition there. Competition for last 30 years. 1990s, early 1990s, they both started actually together, literally close to together. Late 1990s, they started, gaining more momentum in the market. Microsoft started releasing more operating systems, client and server operating systems. And from Linux, also many operating systems started coming in the market. So the competition is there from late 1990s. So till today, if you see the competition, always Linux is having some, more advantages compared to Windows. One of the main advantages, Linux is free. That is obviously the most important advantage. Okay. But after having that much competition also, because of the demand and because of the requirement, Microsoft people have designed a flavor of Linux, design a distribution of Linux, and they are called it as Azure Linux. See, this is a business. Okay. And when you go with this Kali Linux, actually, it is majorly used by hackers. So if someone is a hacker, if someone is into cloud, someone is into DevOps, someone is running a web server, someone is running an application server, someone is running a file server or an email server, someone is running a server that is related to e-commerce business, someone is running a server that is related to, let's say, your banking business. For any sort of application, any type of application, you will get the best Linux operating system in market. Got it? And instead of looking at all the different distributions blindly, if you want to select a operating system, then you can select a operating system either Red Hat or Ubuntu. These are the two mostly used Linux operating systems across the across the companies actually. Any company, any country, any continent, these are the OS you have. So got it, friends? This is the story of your Unix and Linux. It all started with Unix. Then in middle we have a phase where, companies like IBM and all the other companies, they started taking more money from the customers. Okay, I should not say more money, but it was at much higher price. I'm not sure they were taking more money, but it was at the higher side. So they started taking license and all those things. It was very costly. So then this guy came, Linus Torvalds. And this particular person, Linus Torvalds, who we have seen just now, this guy, he has, changed the way the internet works or the changed the way the servers works actually. If he's providing such a brilliant idea for free, that means he has done a lot of things to this particular IT industry, right? He is the guy who has done all these things. Okay. See, he started in the August 1991 and he said in the middle of the September, around at that particular time, it will be ready. Okay. And when you see some memes actually over the internet, this is what I have copied from internet. So this is your Mac, and this is your Windows Office, and this is your Apple Office. But this person has started Linux literally something like this. There was no proper setup. There was no proper, team and all those things. He on his own. That's the same guy. What you see there, who is in the black shirt. He is the same guy, Linus Torvalds. He is the guy who started this somewhere in a, lab, sitting alone in holidays, not visiting his family, sitting alone in his in his lab on his computer and developing this operating system. So today, Linux operating system is literally used in every scenario. If you take your mobile phone, the operating system is based on Linux. If you go to hospitals in ICUs and all those things, you have MRI scans and CT scans and all those things. There are certain softwares you see there, right? So they are also based on Linux. In cars and all those things, the latest vehicles, we have some, softwares there. They are also based on Linux. So literally every way of life, every field of life, we will see some Linux involved there. Okay, and that is what we will be learning in our regular classes from tomorrow. Okay, we'll be starting this RHEL. Tomorrow we will see how we can install the Red Hat Linux and how we can, you know, first of all, how we can download the Red Hat Linux and then how we can install the Red Hat Linux operating system. This is what we will see from tomorrow at 7 a.m. And just to remind everyone, people who are coming in both the courses, see, we have started Linux. We are still in demos, but tomorrow it will be the regular session at 7 a.m. And for AWS, it will be at 9 a.m. Okay, so tomorrow is the demo for AWS. And only for this particular package, my friend, this is the Diwali offer. So if you can grab this, it's up to you to grab this. Okay, so this is what we have to know about Linux introduction. What is Linux? Why it is so famous? We know all these things now. So probably when we go into the administration part, like what are the things inside the Linux, how to do some configuration. Okay, all these things we'll be learning in great details from tomorrow. Okay, and coming to the features of Linux, I think we have already discussed most of the features yesterday. Hmm? Availability in multiple languages and support, that is also great. Hmm? Lightweight operating system means it will consume very less resources. CLI as well as GUI, but majorly famous for CLI. Multi-user and multitasking, again a great advantage. Hmm? Hardware independent and open source. And the other advantages we can take here are compatible with latest technology, whatever latest technologies are there, like let's say like quantum services, big data, data analytics, robotics, artificial intelligence. You can run all the tools of all these latest technologies on the Linux server operating system. So compatible with all the latest technologies. Let's say after 5 years there is some other technology. Right now we have artificial intelligence, chat GPT and all those things, right? Let's say after like 5 years there is some other technology coming. My friend, that technology will be compatible with Linux OS. Got it? That is the design of Linux OS. Okay. So regular updates will be coming there. Application support will be there. And remember these two things we have discussed yesterday. Virus free, virus free. And then we have proper security, my friend. We can prepare, we can make our security on our own. And it will not be so easy for a hacker to hack anything. Windows are like, fixed operating system anyway. We cannot make much changes in Windows or we cannot make any changes. Whatever Microsoft people are offering us, within those features, we have to do everything. But coming to Linux operating system, we can do R&D, we can just change anything inside the Linux OS according to our requirement, according to our convenient, and it will simply, work perfectly. Okay, so these are the features. So overall, when you do comparison, Linux is having upper hand. But I just want to repeat one thing again. Windows operating system have their own advantages. Windows operating system has their own benefits. So if I say out of 1,000 servers, there are maybe like 200 to 250 servers where there is Windows Server operating system running. I'm not wrong here. So let's say 25% Windows servers will be there, 70 to 75% Linux servers will be there. So at the end of the day, as a administrator, you should know both the servers. As a, you know, cloud engineer, you should know both the servers. As a DevOps engineer, you should know both the servers. As a security administrator, you should know both the servers. So there is no ifs and buts here, my friend. You have to learn both the things. So Linux we will be learning in our regular running classes, whereas coming to the Windows, I'll be sharing some of my recorded sessions. That's it, my friend. This is the whole story of your Linux. What is Linux and what you're going to learn in Linux. Why it is so famous actually. I hope you understood now why it is so famous. Okay, I hope you know from where it is coming now. You understood that particular story, right? Unix came, Ken Thompson, Dennis Ritchie, and there was a period where, companies started taking money from the users. And then came this person, Linux Torvalds. He designed a new kernel. On the idea of Unix, he designed a new kernel. And he said, okay, I'll be providing this kernel, but you should provide this to the customers for free. So till today it is free, and forever it will be free. It will be free for sure. It will be free, but we have to pay money when we take the support. Got it? We have to pay money when we take support from them. So there is more than acceptable for everyone actually. So they cannot provide you support also for free. Actually, there are certain communities available. Linux is a community-based operating system. Communities means there are certain groups available. They will be providing support for free. But still, at the end of the day, somewhere we need to spend some money to get all the benefits of Linux. So companies are more than happy to pay those money, pay that money actually. Okay, pay money to those people to take support from them. That's it, friends. That's it for the day. That's it for the demo, and probably we will have more people joining tomorrow for the Linux administration as well as for the Amazon Web Services. Okay, so yeah, let's see how it goes from tomorrow. And for all the other details, you just need to go and talk to the management. You just need to register yourself to get all the details actually. People have already registered, nothing from them. They will get the link for sure tomorrow. And people have not yet registered for this particular course. Just try to follow the instructions. In case if you need any assistance from my side, I'll be sharing my WhatsApp number here. You can simply get in touch with me. I'll be helping you out in this particular, course and all the other things. But for registration, you just need to go and contact the management. There is no other option there, my friend. So hopefully they will call you or they will send you an email on your mail ID. I hope you have entered the correct number. Normal, sometimes we can enter the incorrect number there. So just try to enter the correct number or just keep my number or just try to contact with them on their number, the institute number. So whatever the ways you can reach them, reach them. And if you can register, they will share the link with you for tomorrow's session. And like I said to my friend, tomorrow we'll be starting our Linux as well as our Amazon Web Services. Done from my side. Thanks again for joining. And over to you now, friends. If you have any doubts or questions, I'm here for like at least 2 minutes. We can have the discussion and we can stop the session for today. And by the way, one more thing from tomorrow, the classes will not be shared through YouTube. The classes will be shared directly to you through the Google Drive. Okay, so this session will be available on YouTube, but from tomorrow it will be shared with you directly through Google Drive. Over to you now, friends. Okay, so that's it for the day, friends. I guess there are no questions, so we'll stop the session here and we'll meet again tomorrow. Bye.